Hello, welcome to Geeking Out with Shad. I have a cool new gadget for my Ioniq 5. If you've been following kind of the EV information out there, Tesla has been opening up its Supercharger network to a whole bunch of other EVs, and a lot of new EVs that are just coming out are just going to come with the NACS port. So current EVs have, if it's not a Tesla, have a CCS charge port, and that is for fast charging anyway. And so you need to find a CCS charger and plug it in and so on and so forth. Tesla has the NACS, North American Charging Standard charger, and so everybody's moving to the NACS standard. For those of us like me who don't have a car that has the NACS port, which a lot of 2025 models are coming out with, mine's a 2023. What we can do is we can get an adapter and voila, we're able to use the Tesla Supercharger network. Now, not all CCS cars are able to charge on the Tesla network quite yet, but Hyundai is one of them that has just started to allow it in 2025. So I got myself this A to Z NACS to CCS adapter. So pretty stoked on this because that opens up a whole lot more charging options. I mean, it wasn't super bad to begin with. I've been able to get around just fine in my car, but with this, it's like a game changer, because now there really isn't many places I can't go because there are Tesla chargers all over the place. So I'll show you that in a second, but I want to show you the adapter first. So let's look at that. So here it is, trying to hold the camera with one hand, unzip it with the other. And there it is. Instructions, not like you really need them. And here it is. So there's a bunch of companies making these, but you want to be careful. You want to get the ones that you know are good, they don't overheat, and so on. And we're in the day and age of cheap products that everybody's trying to capitalize on, and this is one of those things you do not want to risk. So how I know this one's good is I follow a channel called State of Charge, and I'll put a link in the description to that channel. And that guy, he's gone through, and it's probably the most thorough EV channel out there as far as like charging, range tests, all that stuff. And he's gone through a whole bunch of these different chargers. He actually communicates with the companies, and they'll make improvements based on his suggestions. That's how popular he is. So this is the one he recommends, aside from some that the manufacturers make or send out, but I decided to get my own, and this was about 200 bucks if I remember right, which isn't terrible. And basically it has the NACS side and the CCS side, so this will plug into the Tesla charger, and then this whole unit plugs into my car. And I will do a video on that when I have an opportunity, but I just wanted to show the charging adapter. Pretty straightforward, and that opens up a lot of chargers. Tesla has probably the most reliable and largest EV charging infrastructure out there, so it's pretty cool that I now have access to that. And it's a game changer, because now I really don't have to ever worry about where I travel and getting places. So pretty cool. All right, let me show you the map here. Okay, these are all the different apps I use, and you can see the Tesla one there. PlugShare is what I use to find chargers. It's super awesome. But we'll click on Tesla and it'll come up and basically charge your EV, right? So find a charger, and I click on that. Why it always takes me over to Africa, I don't know. Maybe because Elon Musk is from South Africa. Maybe that's like his subtle hint. But I'm over here in Minnesota, and you can just see as I scroll over here how many chargers are now available for me. Like, it is wild, and it takes a few seconds to update. But if I combine all of these options with what is available for my car already with CCS chargers, like, it is wild. Like, it seems to be pretty spotty on how it updates, but basically the whole country is covered in these chargers. Like, it is wild how robust the Tesla network is. And all of these red ones are superchargers, because that's how I set it up. I don't want level 2 charging, I want level 3 fast charging. So that just changes everything for when I'm on a road trip. And you know, if I wanted to drive out west, you just wait a couple seconds. I mean, they're just everywhere. So, and my car, you know, this particular car right now gets about, you know, 70 to 75 miles per hour. In warmer weather, I'm gonna get about, you know, 220 miles of range. Not my ideal. You know, having chargers like this available makes the road trip doable. It just takes a little longer because I have to stop more frequently, and if I do the charge to 80%, I'm generally looking at, you know, maybe 2.5 hours of driving between stops, and then like a 20-minute charge if I only go to 80%. If I need to go above 80%, then that part takes a lot longer. It actually takes as long to go from 80 to 100% as it does for me to go from 10% to 80%. So it's ideal if I can only charge at 80%. So this Tesla network now allows me to be able to do that and just do those shorter jumps. So it's a little different. You have to stop more often and charge. But coming up here, there's some newer cars coming on the market that are going to give us more highway range. And the next car I'm actually interested in is the Hyundai Ioniq 9, which is an SUV. Well, this is technically an SUV, but that's more of an SUV, like a 3-row style SUV. I would say this is a crossover, and that's an SUV. Or like I really like to say, this is a hatchback. But how they name things, I don't know. I don't really care. But that one should get around 300 miles of range, or just over 300 miles of range in the all-wheel drive version. And then on the highway, I'm hoping it gets at least, you know, 250, 260. We'll see. I'll look at some of the reviews once it actually comes out on the market. There'll be people that do range tests with it and everything, because then I feel like if I could go, you know, even 240 miles per charge, you know, to each charging station, that's not bad at all. Because, you know, I'll tell you right now, I do not like to sit there and white knuckle drive it for that long. Like, you know, 2.5-3 hours of driving on the road is enough for me, and I'll need to stop and get a snack, go to the bathroom, do that stuff. So it really isn't a big deal to me to do the more frequent stops. And even if I'm driving an ICE vehicle, I tend to do more frequent stops because I just need to stretch my legs and things like that. So if you're one of these people that just wants to white knuckle it and stay on the road and rarely ever have to stop, and when you do stop, you want to fill up your car, jump in, go to the bathroom, jump back in, and get on the road. Like, if you're one of those people, then you probably will struggle owning an EV. But I'm not like that at all. I don't really care that it takes a little bit longer. It's not a lot longer, and it's more enjoyable to just take these breaks and things like that. And I've traveled with my dogs sometime, and it's nice to take them for a little walk, get them, stretch their legs, things like that. So I'm pretty excited about this. I will do some videos using a Tesla Supercharger coming up here. But yeah, if you own an Ioniq 5, get yourself an adapter. They're not going to ship free ones out to everybody. I think it's, you know, people that have really gotten their cars in the last like 6 months or so will get a free adapter, but older ones you won't get one. And this A to Z one is the best option. Just take my word for it, or go watch State of Charge and look at his videos where he tests a whole bunch of different little chargers. Don't just go on Amazon and buy whatever adapter you see being sold on Amazon for cheap. Just don't do it. That's you don't want. This is one thing you do not want: to overheat, catch fire, short your car, cause your car to brick, any of that stuff. You want a good quality adapter that's going to work and gonna be reliable and not gonna damage your car. Just trust me on that one. I appreciate your support for my channel. Please like and subscribe. Peace.